Fall camp continues for Montana State football. We're visiting for the first time of the season with defensive coordinator Ty Gregorak. And Ty, just kind of give us the rundown of how things have gone this first week or so of practice.
You know, it's been good. I think that what I'm most impressed with is their off-season conditioning is really showing up. You know, you're just not seeing a lot of defensive players right now. They're all hurting, you know, and their bodies aren't going to feel the same till hopefully well after Christmas, if that makes sense. But they're pushing through. You know, we reported a week ago tomorrow, and we're 6 practices in, and you know, you go 2 helmets.
I want to go see Ashley.
Okay, sweetheart. You go 2 helmet practice, 2 half rack, we call it, shoulders and heads, and then 2 days of full. And so we've been pushing pretty hard, you know. And today was a red zone day, and I thought it was a good exchange. I really did. Where yesterday we were pretty dynamic in getting the takeaways and getting our goal and a little more than our goal yesterday. We didn't hit our goal today, and so that's frustrating. I mean, it was good to see us stop them on some of their 2-point plays there at the end. I love that we're finishing every practice in a situation and putting the kids like, okay, here's the situation. You know, maybe we succeeded in that situation last year, maybe we failed, and whether we succeeded or failed, it's just good to work it and work it and work it. And so I love finishing practice and putting a little something on the line, you know, and making it really, really competitive.
For you personally, kind of back home and so to speak, coaching the linebackers again, how happy are you doing that once more?
It's awesome. You know, I'm lucky that I get to coach and teach and walk and talk a position that I played my whole life, and so I mean, I was only away for a year, and you know, working with the buck position last year, a lot of similarity. Obviously, we need the buck to be more of a D lineman though, that also does some linebacker things. And hey, bud, oh my boy. So, you know, it's good that they're going with Coach Hout all the time. They still get a dose of Coach Joe. They're still going to get a dose of me. But, man, it's really good. And yes, it is home to be coaching the linebackers. And I'm just trying to, you know, just little things, just little details that I think can make them hopefully a little bit better.
At the linebacker spot, you've kind of moved Mac around to some different spots. Where will his home be this year, and then how do you mix and match behind him?
Yeah, Mac's home will be where it has been, and you know, I think the intent was right last spring. And hey, bud, Max, thanks, man. I think the intentions were good, you know, and just with the emergence of Jacob Hadley, and then when Jacob went down, then you got to reshuffle the deck a little bit. And frankly, I thought Lucas McCarthy had an unbelievable spring. And I really like the way he's playing this fall in fall camp. Just a very productive player. So we put Mac out to our Sam position, which is, you know, 90% of the time going to be to the field. And then when we get into our sub packages, that's where you'll see us do different things with him. And you know, he's just so dynamic off the edge. He'll do some stuff in the box for us in our sub packages, but he's just so slippery and savvy off the edge. You got to find ways to get him rushing the passer.
Defensive line, you have a lot of depth with those guys coming back who were banged up last year. So you have some extra bodies up there. And I know pass rush is something that you guys have been focusing on. And getting the edge is a big deal. But how about the interior guys? A lot of people overlook the interior of the defensive line and the impact that they can have in helping create pass rush. So what has been the focus there?
Well, we just weren't good enough at it last year. And it was kind of, you know, 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. Because what are you saying? Oh, that makes sense. No idea. You know, we didn't feel like we could generate enough pass rush, and we didn't know if we had enough pieces in the back end to cover. So we mixed and matched our max drops a lot last year, which was dropping 8. But, you know, when you're dropping 8, that's a 3-man rush, and you know, unless you got some really, really, really amazing ponies, it's going to be tough. So we can't be afraid to rush 4, 5, and 6 this year. And you know, I want to be a heavy pressure outfit. And I think when we generate more pressure, you know, you're going to see our pass defense do some stuff that, you know, maybe it hasn't got to in the last couple of years. And you know, one helps the other. There's just no question about it. So we got to get after the quarterback. We're going to work it every day. Coach Hout does a great job. The depth is good. It really is. I mean, I like our depth. You look at the 2s. You look at the 2D line, and you're like, okay. I mean, some of them are former starters, you know. So it's been a good problem to have right now, and now we just got to keep developing pass rushers.
And then last question for you on the back end, very strong, rock solid at safety. Good battles going on at cornerback. Bryce Alley, Damian Washington took the bulk of the 1 reps in the spring. How have the battles there played out?
It's been good. You know, you got, hey, bud. How do you think corner's been? Pretty decent? Bryce is one of our leaders. You know, he's just a wily old vet, and the guy works. Yeah, there's Ash. You want to go see her?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
No problem.
Bryce and Damian are doing a great job, and what needs to happen for that position to continue to get better is guys need to push them. All right. I mean, yes, in terms of the seating chart right now, the depth chart, there are starters, but we got to have guys pushing them, and we got a couple young fellas in the Thundercats that are, you know, you just watch them. They're learning the defense, and so I think they're a little bit slower because they got a lot on their plate mentally. But man, they can transition, they can run, they can test balls. You know, so it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting at that position, and that position's got to make strides this year. We really do, and you know, no more excuses, no more this and that. We got to go play in the secondary. But again, that will help by the front doing their thing. So safety-wise, I mean, like you said, it's rock solid, but it still needs to keep going too. I mean, Kahari's coming off of an injury. Kahari didn't have much spring ball. You know, Kahari is a former starter that is taking a lot of reps with the 1s and 2s. We're trying to get a real good 3-way rotation right now with Bryson and Braden and Kahari, and then who's that 4th guy going to be? You know, is it Benny Folsom? Is it JoJo's doing a lot of good things. We're putting JoJo at corner and safety and trying to force feed a lot of stuff for that kid to learn. So a lot of guys making some plays. We need to make more though in the back end.
Defense getting it done in the early portions of fall camp. Be sure to check out our new podcast at soundcloud.com/MSU Bobcats. Also, stay tuned here on the website for daily camp updates. With the defensive coordinator, Gregorak, I'm Jay Sanderson.